MAGA is reshaping the nation's capital. The latest casualty is beyond politics. It's the renowned John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts.
It began last week when President Trump announced this on Truth Social. At my direction, we are going to make the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. great again. Trump went on to say he would immediately terminate multiple individuals from the board of trustees, including the chairman, who do not share our vision for a golden age in arts and culture. And finally, we will soon announce a new board with an amazing chairman, Donald J. Trump. There's nothing in the nation's capital that is untouchable by the president. The president's firing spree continued through the week. It began with axing Chairman David Rubenstein, philanthropist and head of the Carlyle Group. He then fired the president, put himself in charge, and named a bunch of loyalists to the board.
In fear and protest, artists have begun resigning and cancelling shows. The musician Ben Folds and the opera singer Renee Fleming said they were stepping down as artistic advisors with the centre, as did the treasurer of its board of trustees, TV producer Shonda Rhimes. Comedian, actress and Hollywood creator Issa Rae pulled her sold-out show, An Evening with Issa Rae, posting on Instagram, "Unfortunately, due to what I believe to be an infringement on the values of an institution that has faithfully celebrated artists of all backgrounds through all mediums, I've decided to cancel my appearance at this venue." At least one artist, W. Kamau Bell, decided to mock what's been going on. His take from last night was posted on Instagram. He wrote, "Hey DC, there are a few tickets left for the first night of my stand-up at the Kennedy Center. It was originally called Who's With Me, but now we are renaming it to Wokey Kamau Bell's Wokefest 2025, Wokes and Jokes for the Woke Folks." Trump has falsely said that a handful of drag shows at the centre targeted young people. Moreover, shows connected with the Kennedy Center have been cancelled or scrubbed from its website.
The Kennedy Center has been billed as the nation's cultural institution. In the past, it has been nonpartisan.
Well, this is all very dear leader kind of stuff, is it not, Dan?
I don't like it at all when conservatives target the arts, or anybody targets the arts for that matter. But that being said, conservatives have believed, not wrongly, I feel that the arts is dominated by the left. It has been for maybe 50 years, maybe even longer. But the least conservative thing is to allow the government to get involved somehow in making what they see as the arts move in their direction. That's a very, very dangerous thing. And it could lead to, in a more dystopian world, propaganda put on stage. If I were the artist here, I would not be ending my run at the Kennedy Center. I would be keeping my shows just to make sure that no space is allowed for, Kid Rock doing his version of the Rush Limbaugh story or something like that. Very troubling.
Yeah, I mean, I think the state-approved art is always dangerous, and it's also rarely good art. I take the point that the mores of the artistic community writ large are pretty liberal, and conservatives often complain about Hollywood or about the theatre or about shows that they believe target conservatives. Now, there has been, to be fair, a sort of fairly thriving, almost like a subgenre, particularly in the movie industry, of movies that are clearly intended to appeal to conservatives and appeal to conservative themes, and some of those have had a lot of commercial success. In the case of the Kennedy Center, the board, or I'm not sure if it's exactly the trustees or exactly how it's described, but they are often presidential nominees, and so Trump during his first term put a number of people on the board. Biden put a number of his people on the board. Mike Donilon, the very close Biden advisor, was on that board at one point. But the point is that there has traditionally been a mix of people appointed by either president, and the programming has not been explicitly political. And I think the danger here is, well, firstly, just the Trump vanity element of it, but secondly, the idea of it being sort of didactic art intended to further whatever are considered MAGA-friendly things.
That's what I worry about too. If you look at conservative art, movies, even music, they're into the rap business now. There's several conservative rappers. The content of that is always political. There's no other way to go about it for them. They say, oh, Trump is great in their rap songs. They make movies, often to do with Christian themes. That's a big one. Unfortunately, most of them are very bad. I've seen some of them. They're not the quality that you would expect from entertainment, the entertainment industry. That's why you need to leave art to the artists. Yes, some of it's going to be partisan. Yes, there are going to be themes in it that conservatives don't like sometimes. But if you want quality art, you leave it to the people who know it best. And for whatever reason, artists come up and they adopt liberal attitudes. There will be some conservatives out there. It would be best if conservatives weren't blacklisted from places like Hollywood or places like the music industry if they do share their opinions. But unfortunately, that seems like they have a long way to go.
No, I agree. And I also think we don't want to sort of vault past the Trump role in all of this, which appears to be not only appointing himself to a position here, but the widespread suspicion is he wants things that either glorify him or he wants to bar anything that would be even mildly critical of him. And I think that's where it gets into that sort of slightly buffoonish but also dangerous autocratic tendency.
That's very dangerous. I think that I don't think Donald Trump is real patron of the arts. Something tells me he's not the one sitting down for a play by I'm trying to think of some of the ones I did in college. I was an actor in college. Charlie's Aunt was one of them. I don't see Donald Trump sitting down and enjoying a good musical, a Pippin or something like that. But Donald Trump would control some of the things that are put on that stage. If he does see something that he does not like, he will say no to it. If he sees something he likes, if he comes across a piece of conservative art that promotes him, promotes his agenda, I don't doubt that he will try to put that on stage at the Kennedy Center. That's not what you want, though. The art has politics involved in it, but most of the time it shouldn't be political at all. Yes, you're right. He's not going to put on stage, a January 6th play, and no one would expect that, I don't think. But at the same time, you want art to be free. Freedom is what gives art part of its beauty, and he needs to make sure that that remains. The Kennedy Center is a jewel of Washington, D.C. It is one of the greatest artistic venues in the country. I'd hate to see it ruined. I'd hate to see its patrons driven away because of politics.
It is extremely rare for me to defend Donald Trump from this seat, but I do think for a man of his age, he doesn't have bad music taste. The songs that he plays before his rallies, he generally plays the Stones and Elton John and some other people, and for a 78-year-old man, I think we can live with that. But the bigger point is about alarming actions being taken about the arts, and we don't like that. Stay with us. We have more from In Rising after this.